You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Breaking the Ice. We are back, and we're picking it up right off, just like last week. We're going quick into this one because everyone, it's a frozen frenzy today, I believe.
Yep.
Is the term.
Yes, sir.
Today around me. Mike 1 got Justin Brady. Devils Fanatics is here. How's it going?
I'm doing great after that Islanders beating on last Friday night.
And Mike 2, we got Devils Report in the building.
How we doing?
And Mike 3, we got the shared mic. We got AJ Chasan and Tanner Price over there. Tanner, hit it for me.
The blue shirts.
Yes,
The blue shirts.
sir. So, boys.
That was a very monotone blue shirts. I expected more enthusiasm.
Very serious today
Very
because
serious
today,
today.
look, we're just starting. We're bringing it back off. Last week, we teased what this show would be about, and it's here. The question, everyone's typing, everyone's getting ready to defend their claims. AJ posed a question. Would you trade Jack Hughes for Leon Draisaitl last week?
Well, technically, we should trade him for Leon Draisaitl, Austin Matthews, Nate McKinnon.
Not just Leon Draisaitl, but yeah.
A lot of
86.
other players.
86, Quinn's brother, Luke's brother. Number 86 in the Devils. Would you trade him for A players? And it caused uproar on Instagram.
Yeah. The main one was about Leon.
But listen, man, AJ got slandered. Tanner got slandered.
I got slandered.
So let's have a little one here. Who should go first in this debate? I think
since the Devils boys weren't here first, I think they should let them go.
let them go first on who would they trade Jack Hughes for, and why they wouldn't do it for Leon Draisaitl and other players. Vamos, Devils fans.
Well, I said last episode the only two players I would trade Jack Hughes for in this league is Connor McDavid and Cale Makar. So those are the only two players I'd ever trade for in the NHL for Jack Hughes. So, Daniel, I know you weren't here last episode, so take it away if you want to.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think it's a pretty straightforward thing. I think simply the contracts, the age, there's no comparison in terms of long-term success for the team. I don't see any advantage to trading for Draisaitl and having him replace Hughes in the lineup. I don't see it. I don't think that's any advantage for the long term. I think that would significantly shorten their window because their clear frontrunner for best player on the team would be replaced by a guy who is very similar offensively currently. And I'm losing my train of thought.
I'll say something real quick towards AJ. The Devils are not the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're not looking for a 1 or 2 year window to win. That's not how. No. I'm talking. I'm talking. I saw you. You'll get your talking out, and I'll let you be as well. The Devils are not looking to do that. They have a 10 to 15 year window, right? Realistically, right, AJ? With the talent they have, you can answer that. Yes. All right.
Of course.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you do the trade for Leon Draisaitl and Jack Hughes, you shorten that window, in my opinion, because Jack Hughes is easily your most important player on the team, most valuable player. We saw in that game against the Islanders this past Friday night, 4 points. He had the game go-ahead goal late in the third period, and he had the overtime winner when he went in between 3 guys. Absolutely beautiful play. And right now, the guy is the MVP of the league through 4 games. I know it's not saying a lot through 4 games, but no, he's been playing the best. And fun fact, tonight, if Jack Hughes puts up 3 points or more, he ties, or if he puts up 4 points tonight, he breaks the record for most points by a player in NHL history in the first 5 games in NHL history. So, obviously, who knows if that's going to happen, but not right now, right? I'm going to give this to you guys. Leon Draisaitl is the better player right now. And he might be the better player next year. Who knows? It's really hard to predict that.
Last week, I remember you were saying you were 100% definitely
but,
sure
but
that number 86 would be the better player.
But I do think Jack Hughes, it's hard to predict, but it's my opinion is Jack Hughes will be a top 3 player by the end of the season. He's played like this so far through 4 games. He's really carried the Devils. The reason the Devils are not 0-4 right now is because of number 86. It's just the truth. He's the most valuable player to his team in the league right now through 4 games. So I understand Leon Draisaitl is the better player right now, but in a year or two, that is going to change. And by that time, why are you going to trade a player who has that much potential. He is only going to get better. He's gotten better year by year. Why are you going to trade it for a player who is 27 years old? And who knows, maybe by his age 30 season, maybe he starts declining a little bit. I don't know. Hard to predict that as well. But looking at it for the Devils wise, they have long-term success planned right now. And making this trade would just be so dumb. I don't know. It just would make no sense at all. Maybe it would help for a year or two, but 3-4 years, what's the point? You're trying to make trades, trying to make moves to help long-term success. We're not the Pittsburgh Penguins. We don't have a 1-2 year window. We have a 15-year window, in my opinion. So keeping your top guy, the guy you drafted first overall, is the most important thing, more than anything.
I have a question for the both of you. Would you say Connor McDavid is the best player in the league?
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
100%.
So Leon Draisaitl has 753 career points. Without Connor McDavid, he has 49 in his career.
And would you agree that if
49.
Connor McDavid didn't have Leon Draisaitl sitting on his power play and double shifting within 25 games a year in the back half of the regular season, Connor McDavid wouldn't be nearly the effective player that he is?
Honestly, he'd probably be pretty close to it. He's just that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He's the better
think
of the
so.
two.
I don't think so.
Wait, you don't think McDavid's better than Draisaitl?
Of course, I think McDavid's better than Draisaitl.
McDavid,
But I'm saying Draisaitl with the Draisaitl. I'm saying you're not giving
don't-
Draisaitl enough credit on how much he helps McDavid.
No,
You don't win. You don't win a Hart Trophy based on your teammates. You don't. You win a Hart Trophy because of your hockey skill. Draisaitl has he's won an MVP of the league. Okay, that yes, Connor McDavid was a part of that, but
A very large part.
yes, but he still did it. If Connor McDavid is not there, Leon Draisaitl is still a very good player.
Very good.
100%.
And if you put him, on this team with the Devils, he will probably put up He will probably put up better or even probably better points than he does now. Because I think
disagree.
How
are
I
you
think
wait
so disagree,
wait
dude.
I completely disagree with that. How are you going to say that if he's traded for Jack Hughes, he's going to put up better numbers on a Devils
Because-
team when he plays with Connor McDavid?
the greatest player of all time. In my
Are you
opinion,
gonna
that
say
we've seen.
are you gonna say that Jesper Bratt and Tyler Toffoli are gonna have him produce better than when he's playing with literally probably the greatest player of all time? That logic makes no sense at all.
Heck no.
He doesn't
We're
play with
so
McDavid,
basically,
though.
right, now
That
He
makes-
doesn't
he
play
doesn't
with
play-
him.
he doesn't play
we're
with-
comparing line mates now, right? So we're comparing Tyler Toffoli to Connor McDavid right now. No.
Connor
That
McDavid
such
is
a
not.
big
Connor
difference.
McDavid is not his line mate. He does not play with him.
But power
doesn't.
play
They
points
have
is
played
Well,
many
that's
times.
the
I
next
bet
different thing.
If we search up Leon Draisaitl's point totals in his career, probably 35% of that is from the power play, and 30% of that is because of McDavid. It's not because McDavid had a big part of it.
You know how many
can't
power
say
play
it's
points? You know how
not.
many power play points Sidney Crosby has because of Evgeny Malkin? Great players help great players. What are we talking about?
Over
Jack Hughes' power play right now is hitting at a 40% clip. Why? Because he has Nico with a Y. Because he is absolute studs on the
were you
power
just gonna
play.
say because he has Nico Heischer?
No.
The guy that has
Has
0
0
points this
points right now.
season?
No, his power play is hitting at an elite rate. Why? Because he has good players around.
No,
him.
because of him.
Good players help good players.
It's really because of him right now.
Oh, I mean,
And
yes,
you don't watch the games.
Oh,
It's
are
'cause
we
of
going to
him.
sit here and say that Mark Messier was not a good player on the Oilers because he Wayne Gretzky?
No, but we're not saying Draisaitl's not a good player.
Yes.
He's an
We're
elite
not.
player.
He's an elite
Yes.
player.
No one said he wasn't
But-
a good player.
But a big thing for him is why he
You
could
let
play at
off
the
the
level
segment
he is
saying that
is because of
Draisaitl's
McDavid. What did he put up last year, Draisaitl? How much did he put? Come on, you guys claimed you did a lot of research. How many points did he have last season?
Leon Draisaitl had in last season.
He had around like 140, 150, a lot.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
It wasn't that many. It was 128.
128. All right. Realistically, you take McDavid away, that total's maybe at like 105, 100.
And that
right around where Jack Hughes had.
62 of those points were on the power play, so nearly half. I just want to point that out.
So basically, like what that stat says is that he's not in the best 5-on-5 player.
He had 19 even strength goals. Carter Verhaeghe had more.
You do realize that
Shout
Leon
out Carter Verhaeghe.
Carter
You do realize that
Verhaeghe.
Leon Draisaitl
Bro.
has more 100-point seasons than Sidney Crosby does in his career.
Yes, because he plays with the greatest player of all time, and they combine on one of the best power plays of all time because Connor McDavid is just that good of a hockey player.
Sidney Crosby is a top 10 player of all time with him as well. What are you talking? Leon Draisaitl is just great.
No,
He's
yes,
just
he is
great.
great.
He's
Players
great.
Help
All right.
great
No one said he
players.
wasn't
All right,
great. You
let's-
keep
all right,
running the
let's-
same
all
point
right,
into
all
the
right,
ground.
All right, let's switch it up a little bit, all right? So our main point here right now is that long-term success, right? So I want you guys, I'm curious what you guys have to say about that, because why would you think Leon Draisaitl would have better long-term success for the Devils compared to Jack Hughes? I want to hear this. Not for 5 years. I want to hear 10 to 15 years, and you can't
Because
come
that's
up
what
with an
you
argument
agreed.
with that.
That's what the Devils'
And you-
window is.
And you can't come up with an argument for that.
See,
I
now
don't-
they're
I
gonna
don't-
change it
No,
because
they're
we
changing
cornered
it.
them.
No, I don't
think
think it's.
No,
I don't
hold
think
up,
it's.
Hold up. I think it's a 10-year window, right?
Yeah.
With Jack Hughes right now, I think it's a 10-year window. With Leon Draisaitl, I think it's 8. The way Leon Draisaitl...
You just admitted it shortens their window.
Yes, it's
And,
short.
and the most important thing is, why would the Devils want to
It's-
shorten their window?
It's short. Okay, listen. Don't cut me off. Let me speak.
Go
I
for
let
it.
you have your turn.
It's like the presidential
Yeah.
debates.
Go for
I
it.
let you have your turn. Yes, it shuts their window by 2 years, but it makes them in the immediate right now. It makes them have a much better chance at a Stanley Cup. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does.
May I speak?
Yes.
May I ask why a player who's 6 years older would only shorten the window by 2 years? The math is not adding up there.
Because the way he plays, he's not going to decline until he's like 35, 30. He's not going to be like a less than point per game center until he's like 36.
Okay, but the same can be said about Jack Hughes, presuming that they're both healthy, which is always a factor in any debate.
Okay, but you never okay, we're sitting here thinking that the Devils they're going to be a true cup contender for 10 years. I firmly believe that, right? But in sports, you never know when it's truly your time to win a cup, right? You never know when you're going to have that shot that you might not have the next year, right? It's not a given that you're going to be a contender every year. It's a very strong possibility the Devils are contenders for the next 10 years. Why? Because they've built their team in such a good way. But when you have the chance to win, you go for it. You win now. Why? Because championships are things that are beholden and are things that your franchise can hang their hats on for all of time, right? The Devils, Stanley Cups, right? The banners are still up in the rafters, right? Those teams will forever be remembered, right? Why wouldn't you get the better player for what I think is going to be the next 3 seasons, right? Improve your Stanley Cup, improve your chances to win a true Stanley Cup over those next seasons. You'll probably win one with him. That trade doesn't matter with the God at that point. You win with Draisaitl. It doesn't freaking matter that you traded Jack Hughes to do it. It really doesn't, especially when he's still putting up point per game numbers at 35, 36 years old. It doesn't. It doesn't. Is Leon Draisaitl going with would he get traded for Jack Hughes? No, right? And you guys bring up contracts. Leon Draisaitl right now for this year and next year is making 8.5 a year. Jack Hughes is making 8, right? Tom Fitzgerald, one of the best general managers in the league, right? Leon Draisaitl is a player who also wants to win. I'm of the belief that that somehow, some way, with the cap going up, Fitzgerald would somehow, some way, find a solution to make Leon Draisaitl not the highest paid player in the league, not have a cap to where it hurts the future of the team, and it makes it to where the Devils are still as competitive, right? What we're talking about is a hypothetical trade. It's not going to happen. But
Breaking news.
But I think it would be a good trade for the Devils, in the short term and in the long. The floor is yours.
You brought up the 3-year window thing. So are you saying if you said you think Draisaitl could win a cup or will win a cup with the Devils, and if he was on the team in the next 3 years?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. You're saying number 86 can't do that?
I don't think he would.
I'm not saying that he can't do it.
Why?
Okay. I'm not
why?
saying,
I
I'm
need-
not
like,
saying
I need
he
to
can't
understand
do
why.
it. I'm saying Draisaitl gives you a better chance to do it than 86.
Why do you say that when he, again, is on the power play with the greatest player in the sport, and half of his points last year were on the power play. If you take his power play numbers away and look at even strength, which, by the way, is the entire identity of the Devils, his numbers are similar to Dawson Mercer's.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had 100 points on
That's
that
you're proving my point.
Yes, yeah,
you're proving my point. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is not an 100-point player.
Yes, but
Leon Draisaitl's not a 128-point player.
Yes,
if they are not on the same, so
yes,
they're on the same
Leon
power.
Draisaitl would have heart by himself.
They're on the same power play as Connor McDavid. How can you say that he's the same without McDavid?
Leon Draisaitl.
That doesn't make sense.
Because
McDavid is
great
good.
Players don't help great players. Leon Draisaitl and McDavid complement each other. It is not just one is more talented than the other, but that you act
So
like
if
they
Connor
don't
McDavid was Tyler Toffoli, Draisaitl would be putting up the same numbers.
Of course, but he's still putting up 115.
All right, but you
He's still putting up
dodged the
120.
question. You dodged the question.
Yes,
It's
these
not
point
even
total might
AJ,
drop by
you-
15 from
All right,
130
and
to 115.
and we're gonna talk about the guy right now who's on a 205-point pace right now.
Okay, we acted a 4-game.
Yeah,
season.
and still he's still on a 205-point pace
You opened up the show saying that Leon Draisaitl is the better player.
right now, and by the end of next year, Jack Hughes will be better.
You just changed your entire. you
Right
had that- you
now,
had that opinion.
right
You had
now,
the opinion.
Leon
You said
Draisaitl is
in
the
2
better
years-
player. By the
Did
end
you
of
not
this
say
year,
earlier
I've
that
always said
Draisaitl was
Jack Hughes will be a top 3 player in the league.
Did you not say earlier in the show, not even 10 minutes ago, that Draisaitl will probably be the better player at the end of the season? Yes, he did.
You said it after this season and after next.
After this
No,
season.
I
and
said
after
he
next
may
season.
because we don't know. We can't predict that. He
Yes,
said
and
may.
we can't-
You
It may.
you did last week saying that and you did multiple times saying that Jack Hughes is going to be the better player at the end of the season.
Yeah,
you just
he
predicted
will.
That. And
He
they're like,
will.
oh, no, we can't predict it.
He will.
Now you're moving
Now
goalposts.
he's
No, Jack
predicting
Hughes
it.
will be a top 3 player by the end of this season,
Now you're
You don't
moving
know that.
goalposts.
You don't
No.
know that. You don't know that.
and we can't predict it. But it's my opinion, and I think he will.
This whole topic's a hypothetical. What are you talking about? Now we're just moving goalposts. That's what
Field
you're
goal
doing.
is good.
Now,
You're moving goalposts.
I have a question. I have a question.
I have an
for you.
answer.
So you're saying the only 2 players the only 2 players you would trade for are Cale Makar and Connor McDavid.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. And why? Just why is that? Are you going to say that Austin Matthews is not the better option right now?
Well, in my opinion, so Matthews is 3 years older than him.
Mhm.
I think age is very important in this conversation. That's why I really don't think it's a good idea to trade for Leon Draisaitl at all, and from the beginning with. But Austin Matthews wise, yeah, Matthews having a great year so far.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Hughes will be a top 3 player by the end of the season. Is it for sure? No. But is it my opinion? Yes.
Does
That is-
Austin Matthews get? Does getting Austin Matthews? He is. You said 3 years older. Does that shorten that Devil's window that we've talked about?
I think it
Yes.
does. I know. I really think it does. I'm not even joking to you. Jack Hughes is a speedster.
Mm-hmm.
By the time he's 34, 35, I don't know what it's going to be like. So having him as young as he can possibly be furthers the Devil's window, in my opinion. Matthews, great goal scorer. Probably, could be arguably the best in the league, right? Playmaking wise, solid as well. But Hughes is easily one of the best playmakers in the league. He makes every player better around him, including Nico, Jesper Bratt, Tyler Toffoli, Timo Meyer. The list can go on. When number 86 is on the ice, everybody's game gets elevated. So I don't know if we could say the same about Draisaitl, right? I don't know, because all we see from him is power play. Look, 5-on-5, he's not the greatest, and the stats show it. The Devils' identity has always been 5-on-5. Devils Rangers series last year, right?
Mhm.
What was the biggest reason the Devils won that series? Their 5-on-5 play, not because. And I'm not trying to nag the Rangers in any way here.
No,
But it's just the truth. The Rangers relied on their power play.
they did.
The Oilers,
They relied on.
the Oilers rely on their power play. No wonder why they can never win Stanley Cups, because they're not a good 5-on-5 team, and they never will be. Relying on your power play is a horrible way to win games. Because how do you even know if you're gonna
It doesn't work in the playoffs.
How do you even know if you're gonna get 1 or 2 power plays to begin with? You don't know. You don't know that
Because
for
the
sure.
elite
You
team-
cannot rely on your power play to win games, and that's what the Oilers have been doing for 5 years now.
And that's why it hasn't worked. The elite teams in the league stop taking penalties in crucial moments, aka the deep stretches of the playoffs when they need to. They get more disciplined, and you don't get those power play opportunities, and that is when the Edmonton Oilers get exposed. Austin Matthews has only had one season over 85 points. So he can't even be. I don't even think compared to Draisaitl in this situation. Even strength, he's probably better than Draisaitl, but since the power play is so important to you guys, which I don't think is the case, because as Justin said, the Devils' entire identity is their 5-on-5 play. That's what wins in the playoffs. Jack Hughes had nearly double the goals of Leon Draisaitl at even strength last season. It's not, and that's last season. He's only getting better. Draisaitl's only going to decline. He's not going to put up more than 128 points in a season, especially now without McDavid. I don't see how that's a possibility. So I really just don't understand this debate whatsoever.
And let alone, the Devils' power play has been amazing as it is. They don't need Leon Draisaitl for the power play.
Well, it's amazing because of Jack Hughes, though. If they get traded,
their power play is first in the league right now.
Did I not open up the show saying that?
43%. 43% with number 86 leading the way. And you know who leads the league in points on the power play right now? Number 86. So, Leon Draisaitl, yeah, great addition. It would be. But it would just further decline the team. We already have a guy who could produce on the power play. Who cares about the power play? We have a guy, number 86, who's one of the best 5-on-5 players in the league.
And can produce on the power play.
And he has one of the best playmaking abilities in the league. He speeds past everybody. He's able to maneuver around defenders better than almost every player in the league other than Connor McDavid, in my opinion. And I don't think you guys would disagree with that either.
So I have a couple questions to ask you.
Got a couple answers.
Respectfully. You opened up the show without saying that Leon Draisaitl is the better player. But you're basically your whole argument is saying on how essentially he's a power play merchant and he doesn't impact the game nearly as much as an elite player should because he has Connor McDavid. And you basically are saying that great players don't help great players, right? You're basically saying that great players don't play off each other.
Oh well so sorry to interrupt. Your great players make great players better. Yes, that is a true statement. So we're not saying that's not true. Good players make good players better. That is true.
But like I said before, he's not a power play merchant. He's just not. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Half his points were on the power play, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a 100-point player. You agreed that he is
a 100-point player. He was a 100-point player, but yet Leon Draisaitl has 400-point seasons, which is more than Sidney Crosby, who's a top 3 player of all time and has a heart. You act like Leon Draisaitl sucks.
No one said that.
You're putting you're putting words into our mouths now.
You act like he's bad, and he's
not.
Okay, wait.
He's not a top 10 player when it comes to 5-on-5 play. Power play, yeah, sure, top, maybe best in the league, but who cares? Power play is not going to win you Stanley Cups at the end of the day. Great, I'm so happy Leon Draisaitl has so many points. I don't care. That's not going to win my team a Stanley Cup. That's all I care about at the end of the day. That's all I care about. Oh my God, he looks so good on the stat sheet. We have all these guys with 100+ points. That's great. I don't care. Look at the Vegas Golden Knights last year. They did not have one player that had over 100 points last season, and they won a Stanley Cup because they're a great team who could play well together.
At 5-on-5 specifically.
And the Devils are the same way, and they can be like that in the next 10-year window. They could win a cup this year. I'm not saying they are, but they could. Because of their 5-on-5 play, the way they could play together, the potential when they're playing at their best level, they can play so well together. The chemistry is amazing with that team.
But you're asking that great
I don't
team,
care about the power
play.
play.
Play the same way. His 200. His defensive game's better than Jack Hughes. That's 100% true. You act like offensively he can't step in there and have a similar impact to Jack Hughes. You act like Jack Hughes is playing with great players as well. You act like Draisaitl's going to come in there and he's just going to be worse. It's just not. And this whole question is a hypothetical too, right? And I'll even say this: if Jack Hughes is a top 3 player by the end of the season, yes, you know what? We'll take our L. No, you don't make the trade for Leon Draisaitl at that point. At that point, you know what? Hey, you're right. The whole premise of myself and Tanner's argument is saying that for this year, next year, and probably the year after, Leon Draisaitl raises the level. Raises the chances of you guys winning a Stanley Cup, plus Leon Draisaitl doesn't hurt your chances to win a Stanley Cup for the next 8 seasons.
All right. Well, first off, you just said 3 years. Now you're changing it to 8 years.
What I
listen.
What I said was it raises it from it is now for at least the next 3.
For the
Yes,
next 3.
next 3. But I said
Okay.
it doesn't hurt their chances to win the Stanley Cup, and they're still where they are now for the next 8. Does it take 2 years off? Yes, but if you win a Stanley Cup, those 2 years don't matter. We're talking about years into 2030.
So
who cares?
with that logic, in 4 years, Leon Draisaitl will be the same player Jack Hughes is.
Yes.
Yes.
If he was on the Devils, yes.
Yes.
That's
He's the same
asinine.
player.
That's wild,
He's
dude.
the same player who's putting up even better
Dude,
points.
I don't even
There
think,
are-
I don't
Jack
even think
Hughes
AJ
is-
believes that as well.
Jack
when he's
Hughes,
saying
Jack
that.
Hughes is already the far better player at even strength.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
the
it's true.
numbers
That's
back
true.
that up.
It
Do
is
you want me to
true.
start reading stats?
No, you know what? Yeah, but
Okay, he
listen,
just said it.
Listen.
We're talking about the New Jersey Devils. We're not talking about the Edmonton Oilers. The New Jersey
you act
Devils
like
is
Leon-
the five.
you act
Their
like Leon
identity
Draisaitl
is
doesn't hop in that
5
spot
on
and
5.
produce but you act like he doesn't hop in that spot and produce at the same level at 5. I think he
won't.
would. I think he would.
He wouldn't.
Yeah, the Jack Hughes has better players around him 5-on-5. The Devils.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
He does.
the Devils have the best roster in hockey. Yes, I said it.
He's playing with Dawson Mercer, who can't even get, who looks absolutely pathetic right now, and Timo Meyer, who still hasn't even put the puck in the net yet. That's his top one. That's who his
These
2
are
wings
players
are
that
right now.
these are players that you were raving about.
Who's
And that- and that-
Draisaitl's line mates?
These are players that you're raving about in 4 games. 4 games into the season, like, oh, these guys are bums.
I think we're relying.
Yeah,
too
they're
much
not
on
playing that
missing
good right
pieces.
now. It's just the
Just want to
truth.
say
guys
shout out Tommy Bavaro for listening right now to the debate.
There's
You're
a lot
4
of
games
players
into
on
the
the
season,
Devils
you guys
right
were
now who are
raving
not
about
playing at
them
a good
last
level.
year, like, oh, these guys are bums. Dawson Mercer sucks. Timo can't put the
Didn't
puck
say
in
they
the net.
stink, but through 4 games, they have not played good. The only 2 forwards, top guys on their team right now that are really stepping up are Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt. Nico hasn't have a point. Timo Meyer can't get a goal yet. Mercer hasn't gotten any points yet, and that's very disappointing. So I don't. And Jack Hughes, now that he's going to be paired with these guys, I bet you
Draisaitl
elevates
right
them.
now because McDavid's injured is playing with Matthias Janmark and Evander Kane, who
Yeah,
stinks.
because McDavid's injured. So
Yeah,
let's.
yeah.
And then
Yes,
he moves
because
down to the second
then
line
he
and
moves
puts up
down
the
to
same point.
Yes, then he moves down to the same line. He plays with Ward Fogel and Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman's a good player.
Jack Hughes is surrounded by much better players.
Zach Hyman's
Much
a good
better
player.
players.
Zach Hyman's a good player. Don't sleep on him.
So you act like 5-on-5, but having good players around you doesn't help.
But the Devils' identity is 5-on-5, and that's the way they're going to win Stanley Cups.
And that's how
It's
any
not through
team
the
wins
power-
Stanley Cups. If Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are so great, why haven't they come close to winning a cup? It's
Because
not
the
like
players around him suck. That's why.
I mean, they have a good top 6. The depth has always been bad for
They
them.
have a good top 6 because Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are playing it.
Yeah.
Evander Kane, Matthias Janmark, Warren Fogle, and Zach Hyman are terrible. Maybe he's
All right, hold on. Zach Hyman,
Hyman-
who put up 75 points last season, is a terrible player.
Yes,
That's what
because
AJ Chasan
because
just
he was
said.
on the number
Zach
1
Hyman,
power
who's a 75-point
He's a-
player, is a horrible player.
Yes, because he plays with Leon Draisaitl.
David and
Please
Leon
stop.
Draisaitl make the players around them so much better.
Great players.
Because
help
that
great
we're saying
players.
that we're sitting here and saying that Zach Hyman in a second line is putting up
Got him on
75
fantasy.
points in a season.
And Jack Hughes doesn't.
I don't think he does.
No, well, Jesper Bratt, who has 8 points through 4 games so far. No? Tyler Toffoli, who has like 4 points through
No,
4
because
games
if
so far.
Jack
No?
Hughes
No?
was so great, he would be putting the players that you're talking about that he's playing with.
Yeah,
guys
those 2
that
players
aren't
who
put up
was
the-
his line
that
mates
Timo-
for his first 4 games.
Yes.
Those guys have 12 points combined between those 2 players.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's elevated them. So don't say he hasn't. He has.
You're over here complaining that Timo Meyer isn't
Yes,
scoring.
because
yeah, because they didn't play on the same
they-
line.
Then now they are.
They got raised up,
So
and
watch.
Timo Meyer gets 2 points in that first game. Coincidence? No. One of them was directly a direct assist to a Jack Hughes goal, which Jack Hughes created by himself on a 1-on-3 entering the zone. Let me speak. Let me speak, please. We let you speak. Let me speak, please. Which Jack Hughes created by himself after a nice pass from Timo Meyer, still on a 1-on-3, lulling the defenders to sleep, rocketing a wrist shot past Ilya Sorokin, arguably the best goalie in the league.
Zach Hyman put up 75 points because he played with Leon Draisaitl. Thank you, next.
And Zach Hyman and also all of these guys playing.
And not because
Zach Hyman-
McDavid was on that power
Zach
play.
Hyman and Warren Fogle.
McDavid had nothing to do with that. Maybe the
Zach
greatest
Hyman-
player of all time. Had no part of that. It was all
Yeah, you
Draisaitl.
act like Leon Draisaitl sucks.
Nobody said that. Whenever you have no
argument, not a pivotal part of this team.
Whenever you have no argument, you go towards
He's
that.
one
You
of
guys
the
act like
three best
Draisaitl
players,
sucks.
and you act like yes, you act. Like
He's a
one
very
of the
good
three
player.
Best players on the planet. Why? Because he's great.
He's a very good player. Would I trade him straight up for
That's
Jack Hughes?
great.
Absolutely not.
Yes, the Oilers have the three best players in the world on their team. Great. You don't think they play off each other? No, that's asinine.
And they have the 2 best players in the league and still can't win a cup.
That is asinine.
So what does that say? They have the 2 best players in
It
the league
says
and
that their
still can't win a
roster is
cup.
terrible.
They have
That's
had,
what it says.
I think
It's not
everyone.
a indictment on them,
All right,
it's an
but you're
indictment on everyone else.
you're claiming Draisaitl makes everybody better around him, so the whole team should just be better, especially on the power play, especially his line mates. So if he's really that great of a player,
Hyman
they
played
should
with
be
Draisaitl,
they,
put
they
up
should
75.
they shouldn't be getting out in the first round or second round every single year.
Hyman put it with the Devils just got knocked out in the second
Yeah,
round last
because
year.
that was their first year, and they're such a young team. The average age was like 25, dude.
Yeah, you can't even
You
compare.
you can't even argue that. That's dumb.
All right, that was a bad point.
It's okay. Yeah. You admitted it.
That was bad. Okay. But Zach Hyman put up 75 points because he was playing with Leon Draisaitl.
And not because he was on the
Great
power play with
players
Connor
help.
McDavid.
But great
You
players
keep
elevate.
ignoring the fact that Connor McDavid is part of that power play.
You act like Connor McDavid's the whole team. Leon Draisaitl is one of the 3 best players on the planet.
I don't know. Let me pull up McDavid.
Other than Connor McDavid and Cale Makar, Leon Draisaitl is the best player in the world.
I don't know if you could call him the best player in the world when he had 19 even strength goals last season. Not even 20. 19. Half of his points were on the power play. Half. 50% on the power play that by far scored way more than the rest of the league.
And how'd that power play work
Did you-
come
and
playoff
And
also-
how'd
time?
that work come playoff
How'd
time?
Did you
it
see
work?
what
Exactly.
Leon Draisaitl
They got
nothing.
exposed.
Leon Draisaitl carried the Oilers
in
the
the
playoffs.
in the early rounds. He was on one of the
Connor
great
McDavid was a no-show for a round and a half.
in the early rounds.
Connor
Draisaitl.
McDavid, the greatest player of all time, is a no-show in the playoffs for a round. Leon Draisaitl willed that team to a round 1 win, and Leon Draisaitl in the second round was the reason the Oilers hung around for 6 games.
In the early rounds, Draisaitl carried them because of the power play. Because they were facing teams that are more bottom-tier playoff teams that snuck in, and they were able to beat them because they are so good on the power play.
Okay, but the greatest
They
player
get-
of all time is a no-show.
I wouldn't call him a no-show.
I would say with Leon Draisaitl, Leon Draisaitl in those playoffs was a better player than Connor McDavid. In those
He
two
had
rounds,
20
yes.
points in 12 games. How can you call him a no-show? You called him a no-show.
Oh,
he had
AJ,
20 points in
come
12
on.
games.
Leon, with the,
That
Almost
which
all
is
of-
more than Draisaitl.
for a round
and
for,
Draisaitl, half
for
his
a
goals
round
came
of-
from the power play in the playoffs.
And they were
for
all
a
assisted
round
by
and a half,
McDavid.
Leon
And
Draisaitl
guess
was the
what?
better player.
Guess what? He has 6 power play goals in the playoffs, and they still can't get anything going. Because the power play, you can't rely on come playoff time. You just can't. You
Again,
can't rely on a guy who gets
Leon
half of his
Draisaitl-
offense from the power play.
Again,
That's great.
For a round and
Good
a half,
hockey
Leon
teams doesn't
Draisaitl
matter.
carried that team. He carried that team. Connor McDavid didn't pick it up until in the middle of the back half of the second round. And then, yes, Connor McDavid exploded. Why? Because he's Jesus on skates.
You just admitted he's Jesus on skates, yet you're saying he doesn't have that much to do with Draisaitl's success when half of Draisaitl's points are on that power play with Connor McDavid. You're just like rambling in circles now.
No, I'm not, because Draisaitl's one of the 3 best players on the planet. Leon Draisaitl's close to Jesus on skates. Because he's good.
No one said he wasn't good.
He's elite.
We've said he's elite from the
Top three
beginning.
player in the world.
100%. He's elite.
Yes, but
But
we're
would I
saying
trade
for
him for-
this year, next year, what's the cut in? Most likely the year after, Leon Draisaitl will be a better player than Jack Hughes.
I never
He's
said I agreed with that. I never said I agreed with
I'm
that.
not saying
I
you did.
disagree.
I'm saying this is the premise of our argument.
All right, but we're, basically both our arguments is that we think this player is going to be better than this player, and we can't predict it.
Yeah, we can't. We'll see in the future.
Yeah, we'll see in the future, I guess.
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
I just want to put a poll because I know you guys aren't.
Is this poll going to be
Keep
Devils fans only? Is this going to be Devils fans only for a Devils thing? Like that was the worst thing, and that should lose all credibility for an argument because you put on a Devils fan page. If you need to put Devils fans only vote on this, there is a problem, and you know you're in the wrong
But
argument.
that's not true because if say I ran a Rangers page and I did a poll about should Alexis Lafreniere be on the top line or something like that, the results aren't going to be 447 to 18. I run a Devils page. I don't have the reach to the rest of the NHL. I shouldn't be faulted for that. I have a reach.
Then you don't have to put Devils fans only. You don't have to do that because everyone that's voting is Devils fans.
It was just the premise because it's on a Devils page.
So I saw that, and I was just thought it would be, would you trade for this? I voted no. I voted that I would trade Draisaitl.
So
for
you
Hughes.
I
saw it. No, and I didn't even read it because there's no way that I was like.
Why are you voting on something you didn't read?
Because I knew what the question was, but I didn't see Devils fans only because I don't expect that to
Okay,
happen.
yes, you said you have a certain reach. You don't have the reach of the entire National Hockey League. And you know what?
Correct.
10,000 followers on Devils Report. Great.
Thank you, AJ.
Great. That's a phenomenal
let's give him the
achievement.
clap. Let's give him the clap for that one.
Give him a clap for that. Yeah. It's a phenomenal accomplishment, right? But if you walk into a Trump rally and ask who they want to be president, what do you think's gonna be the responses?
Okay, but that's
It's kind of the same thing. You're asking a certain reach. What's a topic about that certain reach?
Yes,
so
but
of course the results are going to be skewed.
But there's a reason Devils fans have came up with that precedent because of Jack Hughes. If I said the same thing, Connor McDavid.
Because half of them didn't even watch hockey before he stepped on the ice.
How do you know
That's
that?
half the Devils fan base.
That is just not true. I mean.
Yeah,
I
don't even agree with that one. I'm sure Devils fans watched hockey.
My page.
Devils fans are Devils fans one of the most supportive fan bases in the league. That's coming a lot from Penguins fans.
Maybe there's a few.
They're wrong. They're clearly wrong about this. But Devils fans, they are clearly probably some of the most passionate fans in the league. I hate them, but they're very good fans.
Looking
Thank
through
you,
the vote was 447 for no, they wouldn't do it. 18 for yes. 96% to 4%. Looking through the ones who said yes, besides Tanner, a majority of them were people who clearly didn't know a lot about hockey, and they had like Jack Hughes Puck Bunny in their account or something like that. Like the
My favorite account username was pbunny86.
Shout out P-Bunny86.
A majority of the ones who said yes were the ones who were clearly casuals who didn't know what they were talking about. All the ones who had, say, Devils pictures in their as their profile picture and had pictures, because I went through a lot of these voters, had a lot of pictures from years ago as a Devils fans. The years where they stunk were the ones who were saying no, because they know that the Devils did not have an elite talent such as Jack Hughes. And if the question was for Nico Hischier or Jesper Bratt, obviously it would be entirely different. But there's a reason they all said no. A majority of Instagram polls, normally people just click just a random answer or just to see the results. It's 50-50. The fact that it was that skewed, 447 to 18, shows that there has to be some legitimate weight to the argument.
All right, this is just a dumb argument at this point now. All right, we're talking about Instagram poll and whether this Devils fan's legit or not at this.
Yeah, we're getting so far off the train.
It's either I'm in
So
discussion
far off
now
the train.
because now
Get
it's
back
just
on the
gonna-
train, man. Hop
I
right back on.
I feel like
All right, let's hold on. Let's reel it back in to close this out, right?
Okay.
Our argument is we've presented ours, you presented yours, right? At the end of the season, Jack Hughes is a better player. You know what? Me and Tanner respectfully shake your hands, say, hey, we'll take the L.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
Let's say end of the year, Jack Hughes has 109 points. Leon Draisaitl has 110. 30% of Hughes' points were on the power play. 52% of Draisaitl's were on the power play. Are you gonna say, oh, Draisaitl was a better player because he had one more point?
Okay, but yeah.
No, just answer that. Just answer that.
Here's why I think that's a loaded question. Here's why, because the Edmonton Oilers' power play last year was probably the greatest of all time.
And you're saying they can't repeat that when they have the same players?
I don't think they're going to repeat that to that level. But I also think the whole premise of our argument is yes, they're not going to repeat that, but we still think Leon Draisaitl is going to produce at a similar point total because we think he's that good of a player. You know what? And that's why we're saying, you know what? If Jack Hughes is a better player at the end of the season, hey, we'll take our L. But we're just going to have let the season play out and see what happens. We're 4 games into an NHL season.
We already established that half of Draisaitl's points come on the power play, yet you're saying the power play is not going to be as great, but Draisaitl's still going to be as great. That logic doesn't make sense. Because you just admitted the power play is not going to be as great, and that's how Draisaitl gets literally a majority of his points.
Because we think Draisaitl is going to pick it up with that on 5-on-5.
3 out of 4 goals Draisaitl has so far is from the power play this season.
But how?
I'm just throwing that out
But
there.
like, it's not like he didn't play 5-on-5 last year. He only had 19 even strength goals. So that's not even close. Jack Hughes had 34. That's
we
not
think
even
that's gonna go
remotely
up.
close. That's nearly double. So you can't. That's not something you just magically pick up. He still played at 5-on-5 last year. If he was that impactful of a player, he would have had similar results to Jack Hughes. No, his were way worse. Just because you have a great power play doesn't change the fact that you can't produce even strength. You can do both. They are not mutually exclusive. And your argument right now is saying as if they are.
Tell you what, keep it going.
What?
Are you even paying attention, dog?
I have some.
Nah, but our whole premise argument is we think, you know what? We think he's going to pick it up. We think it is, and that's why we keep saying let's let the season play out. We're just recycling points at this point. What's it got on both sides? And hey, Jack Hughes is a better player. We'll come on the show in May and be like, hey.
So is this a bet moment right here? Is
I
this
don't know if it's a bet moment. It's
No,
just
no,
we'll just wait to see moment.
AJ, don't make any bets for me.
And
I'm not making a bet.
And respectfully, even if Draisaitl has a slightly better season, I'm not going to admit I was wrong in this case. Respectfully, because that's just 1 year. We're talking about
Long-term success here.
But-
So,
And we already know Jack Hughes is a better even strength player, and we established that is the Devils' entire identity, number one. Number two, that's what works in the playoffs. So I don't see the argument.
And we've established that and even though that's the case, we've established the argument that the fact that Leon Draisaitl on playing 5-on-5, his line mates are terrible, and that Leon Draisaitl, not that comment, but we think the fact that Leon Draisaitl's line mates aren't great, and the fact that Leon Draisaitl plays with them is why their point total is where they are. We think that if Leon Draisaitl played on the line of Jack Hughes, we think that Leon Draisaitl's points would naturally go up. That was the premises of our argument as well. Are we going to be able to prove that? No. Why? Because Leon Draisaitl doesn't play with Jack Hughes' line mates. No, he doesn't play in Jack Hughes' system. No, again, this whole argument is a hypothetical question. It's a hypothetical thing. So those bullet points that you just put out don't matter. Why? Because they play in two completely different systems with two completely different calibers of players, 5-on-5. Right? Again, like we said, great players help great players. Right? The Oilers' identity is power play. Right? But you know what? They're pretty damn good at it. Why? Because they have the best player in the world and the third best player in the world. Right? Does it help them win a Stanley Cup? No, it hasn't.
Isn't that the entire goal of hockey? You just shot down your own argument. Are we
Again,
just playing hockey for fun?
again,
No, you want to win a Stanley
Again,
Cup.
You're not letting me speak.
Yes,
But
we
what-
want to win a
but-
Stanley Cup.
But
I'm
what
pretty
we're
sure Leon
saying,
Draisaitl put
but
him
what
on
we're
that.
saying is, if you put Leon Draisaitl in the Devils system, you're getting a similar result. Why? Because the caliber of talent Leon Draisaitl has on 5-on-5 is not nearly as good as what the Devils have. If anything, we're saying that the Devils roster is great. Like I said earlier in the show, the Devils roster is the best in hockey. I firmly believe the Devils have the best roster in the NHL. That's what we're saying.
They're
And we're
like,
being
"No,
nice,
don't
and we're
say
saying, you know what, if
that."
Jack, we're playing in two different systems, and we're being nice, saying if Jack Hughes has better numbers, we'll shoot it down. But it's a hypothetical question. We're not going to be able to prove it because Leon Draisaitl does not play for the Devils. Jack Hughes does not play for the Edmonton Oilers. They don't play for those teams. Hypothetical question. Thank you. Next. Moving on.
Thank
Connor.
you. Next.
I think
No.
what we do is we go. I'll put this trade into NHL 24. And
Oh, yeah, what a great idea. The same game that had Ryan Merkley as a high elite defenseman.
Well, boys, this is for y'all. See, I can't post a 40-minute Instagram clip, sadly.
Come
so
on.
No, this needs to be cut out as a separate segment in YouTube. But literally, Ryan Merkley in NHL 22, I believe, not that long ago.
Dude, he was a dog.
21 was
NHL.
a high elite defenseman. He currently plays for the Kunlun Red Star in China of the Continental Hockey
Dude,
League.
Ryan Berkeley in NHL was
That shows
dog.
you. That
He was
shows
a
you
dog in
how
the video
much
game.
that video game has any weight on anything.
Dude, he is
Oh, yeah.
he is an NHL video game legend.
MLB The Show 11, I think, said Mike Trout's potential was like 3 out of 10. That's just video games.
Dude, MLB The Show, one of the glitchiest players 2 years ago was Ryan Fearbend.
They had the best player in that game is like Derek Fisher. This is some like backup for the Astros. So
Derek Fisher, I immediately thought of point guard for the Lakers. But regardless, what a phenomenal debate there. And are you both satisfied with your outcome of
Yep.
this?
yes, I think the right thing is to see how the season plays out. Because I think that's the only way we'll be able to,
Yeah, get a gauge on how this
get a
one
gauge.
really goes.
Correctly.
or if we get, see now this is setting up, of course, and I hate that it'll happen. We'll have the Devils Oilers Stanley Cup final.
Yo, if that happens, there's
Winner.
it right
That would
there.
be.
That would
would
be
be-
right there. That would be it. That would be the entire thing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that last night or this morning, Connor said that after the debate, he would be picking a side.
Yes, bro. So, this is hard because obviously there is no wrong answer. That's the real answer to this one. Like, you can only find out in years
yes,
to come.
It's
genuinely.
hypothetical.
Of course. Now, it depends on how you want to play this. You've seen teams buy their champion. Tanner's a Rams fan. He knows.
Yep,
You can do it.
you could do it. It'll
can do
help.
it.
I would rather have my team be the favorite to win than have a little bit better for the future. I would rather have my team win right now.
But you guys just agreed that the Devils were the best roster in hockey. So
Yeah, I don't-
why
I
would they
don't
not
know
be a
with that
favorite
one.
to win?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I was working with you, buddy. I don't know at that point.
Well, so,
But if you're
well, blue shirts, right?
Yeah.
So, let's look at the NHL then. Let's take a look at the past few Let's see. So, the Lightning, they built their championship dynasty up from the ground up. I feel like, would you say Vegas bought their ring or built that one up from the ground?
they bought that.
They bought
I
that?
would say they built it.
Okay, now we got debate number 2.
I would say a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I would say a little bit of both.
I mean,
They
like
made a
any
lot of-
team acquires free
Of course,
agents
of
to
course.
help
But-
their team, but it's not like,
They
like
made a
there's
lot
a
of-
cap in
I'm
hockey.
saying was-
I feel like that's all right. Let's just ignore that. Who cares if they built it or not? They had a good team just of players that just played well.
Yeah, they
together.
didn't have any superstars really.
I mean, Eichel is borderline. Marcia Saul is a great player.
Yeah,
like,
but-
he's
but
not
they're-
a superstar,
but they're-
he's just an amazing
They're not in
player,
like any like
does
top
everything
10
right.
categories. They're just a bunch of good hockey players.
Yeah, and
You can't guarantee that when you, and first of all, there's a cap in hockey, so you can't really buy a championship like you can in any other sport. But regardless,
Is
you
there a
don't.
cap in the NFL?
Yes.
A hard cap, actually.
saying.
Only
Sorry.
sport is
What were we talking
only sport is
about?
baseball doesn't have
Baseball,
cap.
yeah.
Only
No,
baseball.
we're talking about
That's it.
buying because but this isn't even a buying scenario. This
Yeah.
is a trade. That's not buying.
Yeah.
That's not what that. It's a straight 1-for-1 swap. That's not
Yeah.
buying. It's just an exchange.
Yes, of course. But so you're the better player. I don't know, man. I feel like you look at
For me, you take the better player. and
Tampa built
I'm
their
taking
whole
the better
dynasty up from the ground. I feel like even Colorado did the same. I'm a fan of it, honestly. I'm a fan of trusting in your guys to be that good.
For me, it's just I'm just not taking the bet. Like when I know I have the best roster in hockey, yes, with my window, with it, I agree. I think it would be 10 years if you have Jack Hughes, but I'm taking the better player right now in hopes to win a championship because once I win that championship, it's not going to matter.
I'm going to win the championship this season, and I think Leon Draisaitl is the better option if you're trying to win this season.
I'm going to genuinely take, I think, the number 86 train here. Because I'm a big believer in having faith in your group to figure it out, especially chemistry is a huge thing, you know what I'm saying? And him being there for years, and then he has more years under his belt and the contract. Obviously, both of these are correct answers. Genuinely. They both can do the correct they can both get you the job. I'm a supporter of the way of keeping Jack Hughes and number 86, my bad, guys. I should dump myself. I should actually use the dump button on that. But Yeah, I'll rock with Jack Hughes in hopes
I've
of.
broken the rule of the show today. We've said Jack
Yeah,
Hughes so many
I'll-
times.
I'll
already.
rock
We've had
with-
to dump the entire episode.
I'll rock him, and hopefully he reaches that level
I have a
of
question.
talent.
I have a question. I'm not.
Yes, sir.
You're saying that, but Hughes' line mates are a guy that was acquired in the offseason and a guy that was acquired at the trade deadline. So I don't really know. It's not built from the ground up. The line that he's
He's
playing.
line mates with Dawson Mercer. He's homegrown talent.
Okay, but I don't know what line he's on. I'm just looking up here.
So why
that
would you
says-
make a
that
point
says
about
Tyler
a line
Toffoli
he's
and Timo Meyer?
You're not helping me, dude.
No, but I think a guy like Jack Hughes, who's been there since day one, Draisaitl can be great, but then you got to learn the system and everything. You have a guy that's already been there, knows what he's doing. Chemistry with his teammates is already there, and his potential for it to last longer. I'll rock with it. I'll ride it out. Genuinely. As a Dolphins fan, when the Deshaun Watson trade rumors were coming for Tua Tagovailoa, they did not make the trade, and it's a great decision. I'm sure right now anyone would have Tua over Deshaun Watson. Younger player. Now he is better than him. However, the other option is also possible. You can make the trade right away. But it's a little different because both Jack Hughes and Leon Draisaitl are good players. It's not like one is unproven. But I'd rock with Hughes. I'll do it.
I have 2 more points to add before we wrap this up.
Hey, let's hear it.
Number 1, from a PR standpoint, because we all agree hockey is a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the Devils trading Jack Hughes, literally the face of their franchise, would do to the fan base?
Yeah,
They would
riot,
lose it.
bro. They'd riot.
I'd just go cry myself to sleep.
That would be
Yes.
arguably the worst.
No, yeah, I think you'd even if he traded him
Business
for
move.
Connor McDavid, they'd still riot. Like I think they'd riot.
You're not
regardless.
wrong. That would be the worst business. If you
It would be a
want,
terrible. It would be a terrible business.
I mean, but
decision.
then you see the Raptors trade DeMar DeRozan and win a championship. So and there's no wrong answer, honestly. But yes, they'd still. I hear you.
and my second point is, systems aren't a thing you just automatically get adapted to. Everyone bought into Lindy Ruff's system a few years ago, and the Devils were bad. Like, bad. And it took a while for him to get acclimated. You look at their new acquisitions. Andre Palat, granted he did have an injury, but was not anywhere near his career norms last year. Timo Meyer comes over, and for his standards, what he was doing in San Jose on a worse team was not very good. He was a worse player with New Jersey than he was in San Jose. So you can't say that, and granted, we know Jack Hughes is a better player at even strength anyway, but you can't say that Draisaitl would just come over to New Jersey and just thrive right away. That's not how it works. These guys are human beings. They have to get acclimated to systems. So that's another factor that goes into it.
Yeah.
Fact spitters out here. Everyone's gassed from this one, bro. Everybody is absolutely gassed. They're done. They've checked out. They're ready to talk about anything else right now. I mean, there is a lot. It's Frozen Frenzy Day, right?
We doing pick'ems after the break.
Oh yeah, after the break, we're running.
I think-
who's in the lead in pick'ems? We're
Definitely
gonna.
not me.
Not me.
I
My
don't
week
know,
was
I
on.
I might
whole
be.
day.
Justin missed the
I
day.
might be.
He got. Daniel missed the day with the one game.
Yeah.
That's not.
And who I would have picked lost anyway, so.
Who would you have picked? I have.
I looked back at it last night. Whatever team lost.
It was
'Cause I-
Montreal
Canadians
versus.
beat the Sabres yesterday.
Yeah, and I was gonna pick Buffalo.
No, Sabres
'cause
beat the Canadians, right? Oh, no. The
No,
Canadians
the
won.
other way. Yeah,
No, that's
be-
good. So
because
that means the Devils are gonna win
be-
tonight
be-
against the Canadians.
because when it was tied after the first period, you guys were like, "Should Daniel let it count?" And in my head, I was like, "All right, like I'd pick Buffalo." So then when I saw Montreal won, I was like, "All right, I would have lost anyway." So no big deal. It was only one game. So do you have the live totals?
Yeah, I do.
Let's hear it.
I'll break that one after the break.
Ooh,
I will.
all right.
I will.
The suspense.
I will. I gotta keep everyone in
Dude,
the
my
zone.
week was so bad this week. I'm definitely.
Oh man.
I'm definitely on the down. I'm definitely on the down right now.
But Frozen
Yeah.
Frenzy Day. Who's watching the NHL Frozen Frenzy?
I'll try to put it on in between periods of the Devils game. I want to see how it
Yeah,
looks.
I'm
It'll
gonna
be
have
on
on
the
my laptop while the Devils game's on the TV.
it'll be on the
Yeah.
computer during Phillies game 7 tonight. That is what matters tonight.
So what about Pittsburgh though? We're not gonna be watching the Penguins tonight.
They're going on frozen frenzy. Like I'm sorry, listen.
Wow.
I would say game
fans.
6.
No.
Game 6 of the
Jeez.
Penguins.
No,
Game
if
6
the
of
Mets-
the Penguins regular
dare
season.
If the
Game 7 of the NLC.
Okay, I was about to say, if the Mets were playing in a Game 7 tonight,
No.
that is on our TV.
No.
The Ranger game is just like I have Sam Rosen in an AirPod and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one said not to have the Phillies on the main TV, but I think watching Frozen Frenzy over the Penguins game is questionable. I can't lie.
Listen, it's the first time frozen frenzy has ever happened. I have one main TV.
Okay, you've got to have multiple devices.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
I mean, I have the benefit. My team has the benefit that we're playing at 9:45. So all the games are going to be over by then.
TikTok man cave with 18,000 televisions right now.
He got 18
I have a
monitors just.
I have a laptop with
A phone and a
Yeah.
TV. There, capable, done.
Bro, my phone is going to be for
Twitter.
other things.
So
Yo,
you're saying that whatever
Yo, what is he saying,
whatever
bro?
other things your phone is used
and this
for
will
is
be
more
happening.
important than the
It'll
Penguins.
be for like texting. It'll be for with the Twitter.
Look at-
It'll be for everything else.
It'll be to look
and
at
it will
Leon
be
Draisaitl
after I
stats.
come home from work at like 8:30.
Let me just hit it one more time. And
It'll be there to look at Leon Draisaitl stats.
Yeah. The only time I'll be watching something is on my phone is when I am working tonight until 8:30, and then after that the Phillies are good. When I get home, the Phillies are going on the television. Frozen Frenzy is going on the computer, and my phone is going to be doing whatever the heck I'm doing on my phone.
What time do you go into work?
Huh?
What time do you go into work?
I got to be there for like 6:30.
You have the world's shortest shift, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Bro's doing like a speed run.
well, boys, we're coming up here on the break, and that was the first hour of Breaking the Ice here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I'll be back. We'll be back. All of us will be back in a few minutes here, but don't go anywhere with some pick'ems and Frozen Frenzy talk coming your way. And we are back here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair for hour number 2 of Breaking the Ice. Back here, whole panel, everyone returned, They got everything out now. Everything is out. Everything's been said. It's over. We can put it to bed for the end of the season. So now we're going to move into our first, or our second, mind you, week recap. So everyone, we're starting off with, we're going to run through this because we don't have much time today. We got to do a lot. Running through the Pacific Division. Vegas dominating the NHL right now. 6-0. They're looking great. Nobody's stopping them. Will they get their first loss? How many games till they lose? Everyone's thoughts.
Like in total this season?
How many games until they lose their first one? They're 6-0 right now. What are we feeling?
I'm not going to say it for a reason.
Oh, for a reason.
There's 2 other undefeated teams as well.
Yeah. They've got 3 undefeated teams here. So let's check
Who are
out.
they? I just know Vegas.
We might as well just roll pick'ems now and then just hit every team as we're talking about them.
All right, so let's roll. All right, that's not a bad idea. So I'm going to roll through the standings right now, gang. So, first one up here. First place. It's a tie. AJ Chasan and Daniel Amoia are tied at 48 points at the top of the order here.
Yes,
So
sir.
how does it work? Like, do you have our records there?
I don't have your losses. I just have how many games you got right.
And you know how many games there's been total?
No, but I can look that up.
Okay, I'm curious.
You've
Like,
gotten
is
48 games correct. Out of how many games have happened so far? That's how many have you gotten correct. 48. Third place, I have 43. Fourth place, because he missed a day. Not even Justin Brady. It's Alex Daly, actually, who still also missed a day.
Look at the come up of Daly.
Yeah.
Dude, I missed like 13 games in one day.
So Alex has 40 in fourth place. Fifth place, Justin's right behind him at 39.
All right, wait. So what do you guys have?
48.
48.
All right.
So if you won slightly over half that day, you'd be like tied with us.
48 for
yeah.
those two. I have 43. Alex has 40. You have 39. And Tanner's in last with 35.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
oh
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Every time I'm like, oh yeah, these are my picks. These are my picks. I check like, I'm like, yeah, these are my picks. I check like maybe not even like a half hour into the games, and it's like 5-0 already. And I'm like,
Yeah. Just get
it's like,
shelled.
I'm like, yeah, I'm I'm gonna go with like the Bruins today, and it's like 5-0 Ducks, and I'm like, come on.
So-
it's happened so many times. So
Game 1 on Pick'ems. Let's go.
but
We
maybe
got
I'll go 16-0, 16-0 here.
Frozen Frenzy Day, 16 games. Maple Leafs, Capitals, and the Leafs. The Capitals have actually gone down to the last place in the Metro, while the Leafs right now also gone down a bit, but they're still having a solid season at 3-2. Lost to the Florida Panthers though. I'm going with the Leafs on this one.
I'll take the Leafs.
I will take the Leafs as well.
I'll take Toronto.
I gotta go desperate. I'm going with the Capitals.
And there it is. Alex has not sent his pick'em, so Alex, if you're hearing this, please send your pick'ems, Chief,
I think
before you
the-
start missing the games.
The odds on Alex hearing this right now are like plus 800,000.
Plus 800,000. Let me text him right now. Send me your pick'ems. Chief. Let me add the Chief on there. Yeah. So we're all going the Leafs, except for Tanner.
Yep.
And this is to make up ground, but this is a big risk because now you could be in last
He
by
could
more.
just keep
You know what I'm
digging
saying?
his hole.
This is a big risk here, but hey,
Dude, we're like a week and a half in. Why are you going desperate right now?
Desperate,
you have so
desperate times call for desperate measures.
you have so much time to like catch up.
now
It's like the 6th time AJ's like criticized Tanner on this show, and they were supposed to be on the same team.
I think
Yo,
halfway-
over the summer
halfway
when
through that
AJ
debate,
forgot-
I was like, where am I?
best
right now?
moment was over the summer when AJ forgot Tanner was on the
Yeah.
show.
Wait, what?
Okay, so
It was.
we did. Remember we did the playoff bracket challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and AJ's trying to guess who's in which place, right? Who was in second place, and he's legit like
Wow.
going through every person on this show. He's like, who else is left? Who could it
Wow. I would take that personal.
be? And then he's looking through the group chat. He's like, no way, I forgot Tanner.
I think you were like,
I think the
Was
clip's
it-
on the Instagram.
Yeah, it's on
yeah.
Instagram.
Oh man, I'm still sorry for
it's all
that,
right.
buddy.
It's all right.
And then we ranked everyone in the show.
I remember that.
Last place, John Gardopoulos.
I forgot my ranking. Too.
And second to last was Nem because she supported Pike or something like that. I forgot.
Yeah,
That
she
might
went
have been-
against us in a big playoff game.
So, next game up here, we got Columbus Blue Jackets, Anaheim Ducks, and Columbus beating the Flames and the Wild. They've actually jumped into a playoff spot at the moment, winning hockey, everybody. Meanwhile, Anaheim, actually, they're going to get my L team of the week. Actually, I'm going to rescind that. Let's cancel it out with a clap. I'm not going to lie. They're like second to worst, but I'll get to the worst team
We
of
have
the
some
week.
breaking news on this game.
Let's
I
hear
was
it.
just gonna say, go for it.
There's currently according to David Pagnotta, there's currently a power outage in Columbus that is affecting the downtown area, including Nationwide Arena. The Columbus Blue Jackets host the Anaheim Ducks at 6:30. There's a chance the game is delayed, but no official decision as of yet. Told the teams are waiting on updates.
That's not what I was gonna say. That's kind of funny.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna say that Bettman just stated that the NHL Players Association has reduced what's his name, Rasmus Anderson's suspension to 3 games.
Hey.
It was 4 initially, but I think it was a pretty dirty hit.
Yeah, so do I.
I mean, he left his feet entirely.
Yeah.
Head was the main point of contact.
Yeah.
That deserves a suspension.
That was like that is just straight
just can't
up.
happen.
That is straight up just suspension penalty right there. It's
Yeah.
not. It shouldn't be that difficult.
So everyone, next one up on the list here. What are we going with? Ducks, Jackets. I'm picking the Jackets.
I'm going the
I-
Jackets as well.
Sorry, before I say that, actually, that's what the Players Association contended, but Bettman overruled it, and it's 4 games, so it is still 4 games,
Wow.
which deserved.
Mhm.
Okay, what was the next game?
Blue Jackets, Ducks.
That's Columbus. The
I got
Damon
Columbus.
Severson effect.
Yeah,
Oh, the Damon Severson effect. Justin and Tanner.
I'll take the Ducks.
Hey.
Quack.
Quack, quack.
Is that,
So
like,
two
is that
Ducks.
like a chopper? Justin's a quacker.
Yeah.
Justin's a quacker, bro.
I'm
Justin
going
and
with the
Tanner.
quack attack.
Taking the Ducks. Tanner trying to make up ground crazy.
Tanner's just gonna
Tanner's trying to make
pick
it look
anything
crazy.
me and
Like, you
AJ
know,
pick.
Oh, it'll
The
be
opposite.
Vegas versus
Vegas
versus Chicago.
Let's go.
I got Chicago.
All right, gang. So next game up on the list, we got the Ottawa Senators and the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo last in the division right now, kind of struggling. Ottawa not doing too bad. Won one game this past week. They jumped out of a playoff spot though. But I'm going with the Sens, bro. Claude Giroux effect.
I go Senators.
I'm going Buffalo. I think it's a trap game for Ottawa.
I
Hey,
agree.
he's got
I'm
a
also,
trap
I'm
game.
also going the Sabres. I've picked them every game so far this season, and they're 2-4. So hopefully they turn it around for me.
I'm picking Ottawa.
See, so he's going against AJ every game. He's legit just picking anti. Oh my! He's actually against AJ and Daniel every pick, because they're both in first place. They're both tied for first. You guys are also picked every same game so far, so no room to grow yet or dump under. So right now, Hurricanes Lightning. This is an interesting one. This Lightning team underperforming right now. They're 2-4, and then of course Vasilevsky being hurt is a big factor in that. Canes team 3-3, didn't have a great week, jumped out of a playoff spot, but the Lightning aren't playing good at all, honestly. So give me Carolina to take a win here.
I'm going with the Bolts.
Oh god,
I'm going with the Bolts as well. Antti Ranta has been horrendous. through
that's
2
true. He's
games
also
so
been
far.
horrendous. Yes, that's a fact.
I'm going with Carolina.
Bold up.
Bolt up. So now AJ joins the fold with Tanner. Oh, I instead of Tampa Bay, I put Tanner.
The Tanner Bay Lightning.
I mean,
Tanner
Tanner Jeannot
Jeannot.
is on the team.
Tanner Jeannot.
Tanner Jeannot is on the team, so it's fair. So they can't lose, right?
Tanner Jeannot game-winning overtime goal tonight.
Oh man, let's wait for.
And then he's gonna
Predators
rip
Lightning.
his jersey off to reveal Rangers jersey underneath.
Devils, Canadians. Give me the Devs right here. The Canadians, though, playing good. Let's be real. Montreal's in a playoff spot, actually. They had a pretty solid week. They've worked their way into an Atlantic spot. Well, the Devils won one game. Right now, sit at 6th in the Metro because they just haven't played as much. Both teams doing solid. I'm taking the Devils.
Devils.
Yeah, I gotta take the Devs.
This is an easy one. Yeah, roll the Devils here.
Montreal.
I know.
Oh, my dude. He's
He is
making up
desperate.
ground
It's
today.
literally
You're either
week
going to make
2.
up so much ground today, or you're going to go so far in the hole.
I know. I know. I'm gonna have to rely on until the next Frozen Frenzy to do this.
Even if one or two of the opposite you pick hit, you're still digging your own hole by taking all the upsets.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, gang. Stars, Penguins. Dallas looks really good. 3-1 to start the year. Had a great week. Doing good. Pittsburgh went from first in the division to 7th because they went 0-2 this past week. AJ, just give us a little tidbit on what's been going on this past week in
Tidbit.
games for the Steelers.
What a word.
Not Steelers. Penguins.
I'm good. Stars are going to win this game.
He's good. He's good. He doesn't want to talk about it. He don't want to talk about it no more. I got the Stars as well.
I got the Penguins.
Oh, there it is. There it
I'll
is.
take the Stars.
Give me the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Dude, oh my God. Wherever has less people on the side, Tanner Price, we will
There's
find
no
him
way
some-
you take the Sharks in this.
Yeah, Cats. Yeah, next one right here.
No way
Let's talk
you
about
take
it.
the Sharks.
Cats, Sharks, the 0-5 worst team in the league. That's my L team of the week.
Don't disrespect top 6 Fabian Zetterlund.
This team is not only losing every game, they're getting blown out. Florida's had a slow start to the year.
Tanner,
But
I gotta hear your pick
They
first,
did
dog.
beat Toronto, but I feel like that loss to Vancouver was bad. But they can rebound absolutely against the Sharks here. I'm taking the Cats. Vamos, baby.
If Tanner thinks that Mackenzie Blackwood is single-handedly going to beat the reigning Eastern Conference champions with no team in front of him, that would be something. So I'm gonna take the Cats.
I'm going with the Cats.
Yo.
Sorry. This Anthony Duclair, Sharks first
Yeah,
liner,
Anthony
is
Duclair
literally-
is on. So Anthony Duclair got traded for, I believe, who got traded for Duclair? I'm trying to remember. It might have been Justin Sordiff, I think.
I feel so bad for him.
So they're going against each other now. They got traded for each other.
That's like when Luke Voigt got traded from the Padres in the middle of the hunt to the Nationals.
So everyone, what's
Pain.
the consensus here? Who's taking who?
I'm taking the Cats. I want to take the Sharks.
Cats.
Justin says.
Meow.
Duclair, a key player for the Panthers last year.
Yeah.
Why did he get traded?
Well, Evan Rodriguez is his replacement. Not gonna lie. And
Then-
Duclair got traded just because
We're talking-
I'm not sure exactly. Maybe the money, the cap space wasn't gonna work out so
We're
well.
talking about Rangers legend Anthony Duclair right here.
Yes. So, Justin, you're the last one.
The San Jose.
Yo,
Oh,
this
Boo.
guy right here. He wants to be cute with it right now.
That's a troll pick. That can't be.
Yeah, but last time I laughed at
That can't be serious.
Justin like this, the Ducks beat the Hurricanes. So,
So it's
I'm
anything's
gonna
possible.
keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good idea.
Next up on the list of Frozen Frenzy, we got Avs Islanders. Give me Colorado, bro. Colorado looking unstoppable, 5-0 to start the year, while the Islanders 2-2. They're playing the most Islanders hockey ever. 1-2 this past week. Beat Arizona 1-0. Give me Colorado to keep their undefeated streak going.
This is the beginning of a 10-game losing streak for the New York Islanders. Give me Colorado.
Look, I got to give Justin credit. He, on Friday night at UBS, he really didn't start anything with Islanders fans, unlike the last time we were there.
Nah, we got into beef with some of them.
Yeah, but, like, you were nicer. Like, you, like, said good game to him after. You weren't being, like, completely rude to him.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, story time.
Cool story, right. So we're in the suite, right? We're all chilling, me and my friends.
Yeah, how was the Hellraisers game?
What that wasn't
that-
the
Oh,
yeah.
it wasn't?
Your friends, huh?
Huh?
Your friends, huh?
Huh? Yeah. I brought 2 friends. Brought Daniel. Brought the girlfriend. Brought the fam. So it was fun. And then there was this one annoying Islanders fan, like right above us. And when the Islanders took a 1-0 win, he just starts chirping at us and stuff like that. And when Dougie Hamilton scores to tie that game up, I'm not even joking. We all turned at the same exact time and just looked up at him and just started chirping at him. And my friend Tom was like, "Yeah, it's pretty quiet up there now." Islander fan. Yeah, so it was a good time when Jack Hughes scored the overtime winner. We all were chirping at the Islander fans around us because nobody likes New York Islander fans. Nobody does.
Not a week off, baby. Don't take a week off from slandering them. Let's go.
So, give me the Colorado Avalanche to win 5-0 tonight.
Wow.
The best is when Justin's friend Manpaul, who I had the pleasure of working with over the summer, he like doesn't really care that much about hockey, but whenever the Devils scored, he'd just turn right to the Islanders fan and like start like hyping him up, and it was just like he was getting so into it. It was amazing.
It was awesome.
But with that,
I got to take the Avs as well.
I've been to one game at UBS Arena, and it was the matchup of these two teams, and it's going to end the same way with a Colorado Avalanche win.
This is my first solo pick of the day.
oh my!
I'm going with the
God.
Islanders tonight.
Oh man, he's that guy.
The Midlanders.
So we have not had a consensus game yet. Will we? I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know. Let's find out. Next one up on the list, Detroit, Seattle. Seattle disappointing to start the year 1-5, having a really bad year, but they're one win against Carolina. And Detroit, they're gonna get my team of the week. You gotta give credit where credit is due. On a 5-game win streak, and they're blowing teams out. They beat Tampa 6-4, shut out Columbus 4-0, destroyed Pittsburgh 6-3, then took down Ottawa 5-2 and the Flames 6-2. Like, they're not winning by slim chances. They're blowing teams out. This team looks really good. They're second in the Atlantic right now, so they're gonna give me another win tonight. Give me the Detroit Red Wings to beat the 1-5 Seattle Kraken.
Trap game.
Trap
I'm picking
game.
Seattle.
Oh,
Seattle.
boy. Oh, boy. Trap game is being called by the stands here.
We are going to go with the Detroit Red Wings.
He's a smart man. Tanner realized this is a free chance. Choose the favorite and pick up points.
Oh,
Tanner
so-
was like, let's go.
So that also means 5-0 Kraken wins.
Bruins, Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago was second in the Central, jumped all the way down to last after losing their last 2 games. Boston also looking unstoppable at 5-0. Incredible thus far, and give me the Bruins continuing to go 6-0.
Bruins.
Connor Bedard, game winner.
Oh, there it is.
I was going to pick the Blackhawks.
And now he's picking
I'm picking the Bruins.
the Bruins.
Tanner is about to probably finish with the worst pick'ems record of all time.
Dude, it's going to be or the best. No in between.
Tanner's going to turn into the fade god of this.
The fade god of this generation.
If all
man.
mine win, I'm going to be so angry at myself.
We should turn our pick'ems into a parlay every day and just see
Yo,
who
what's
hits.
so crazy about this is like these picks from I don't know if like these picks are genuine from Tanner. Like they're not even like troll picks. Like
Not even troll picks. Next one up on the list, we got the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets right now, 7th in the division. St. Louis Blues, 5th. Both teams struggling. Both teams doing okay right now. But give me Winnipeg. They're at home. I'm just feeling this one of the games you choose the home team to win.
I'll take Winnipeg.
I'll take Winnipeg.
Give me them Jets.
These two teams are just so boring and mid. I don't even care about either one of them. So
I mean, tell them how you really feel. Tell them how you really feel. Give me them Jets, though.
I'm taking Winnipeg.
Oh my God,
I'll
dude.
take Winnipeg.
Yo, our first
Yay.
consensus game
take
of
Winnipeg.
the day.
Yeah.
Everyone takes the Jets.
I'm not.
Now you know the Blues are gonna win.
Now the Blues
Oh,
are gonna
definitely.
win. Next
Wanna
one
hear
up here.
Gloria and my nightmares.
The Oilers and the Wild. Edmonton, 1-4 on the year. Minnesota, 2-3. Both teams struggling and want to do better. And the Wild are gonna get a chance here against the Edmonton Oilers. Give me the Wild at home.
Give me Minnesota.
Give me Minnesota.
I'll take Edmonton.
And there it
Leon
is.
Draisaitl masterclass tonight. Give me Edmonton.
In the words of our president, Minnesota.
That is the best
Leon
one.
Draisaitl 2 5-on-5 goals tonight.
Minnesota.
He scores like 6 5-on-5 goals tonight. That would be. I would take the L. I would take the L.
Now we got
Poetic justice.
the greatest game ever. Vancouver Canucks and Nashville Predators.
Oh,
Vancouver, second in the division, actually. Beat Florida this week, but lost their other 2 games. So they've been doing pretty solid. Started the year good, but then they've dropped a little bit. And they're playing against Nashville, who, right now, honestly, they've jumped. They were last in the Central, but now they've jumped up to 4th. Jumped up 4 spots. 3-3 they're sitting on a roll. Give me the Preds at home.
I'll take the Nashville Predators.
I'm taking the Canucks. Quinn Hughes has literally put the team on his back lately, and I think he's going to have another strong game, maybe 2-3 points for him.
Guys, you know how I feel about the Canucks. What do you think? So what are my thoughts on this organization?
Trash cans.
Garbage, poverty, etc.
Give me Vancouver to win tonight.
Yeah, I knew he was going to spin it, bro. I had a feeling. Oh, my God.
I've gone with the Predators before, and I've been let down. So give me the Vancouver Canucks.
And they're just like that.
No
3
love for
games left
Bruno.
in the Frozen Frenzy. We got the Blue Shirts and the Calgary Flames. I'm going with the Rangers, no doubt about that one. They haven't been the best, but right now they're still second in the Metro. They're doing pretty solid. Meanwhile, Calgary, they had a pretty rough week, and they're trash cans, bro. Like, come on. Give me the Rangers. Blue Shirts.
I mean, that's what you deserve when you trade your 34-goal scorer for Yegor Sharangovich. It's going to be the Blue Shirts for me.
Take the Rangers.
Okay, so I think so. I'm gonna go with the New York Rangers on this one because they just looked, and I know how it's gonna look this season. I know they looked very good in their game against Seattle. Granted. The lighting issues. Did any of you see that
I did.
with the Rangers game on Saturday?
I did.
I did not.
They switched every 10 minutes of the periods because there was
just
a part of the lights out at the arena, so one part of the rink was darker than the other. So they were just like switched. They
That's
were
the
just like
greatest-
switching it.
This is
And
an NHL stadium. They can't even have good
They had
lights.
some. We had some all-time quotes by some Rangers players post game. We had Jonathan Quick saying, he said, it's called Climate Pledge Arena, so it's good to see they're conserving energy. He said something like that.
Yo.
And then Panarin was like, I always want it to be like this. I scored 2 goals. Like, I need the lights to be off to score goals. Something like that. So I'm going with the Rangers. I think they looked really good in the past game. It's just, I'm praying to anything that this is the 10th time that it has started of the breakout for Kakko and Lafreniere because they scored, both scored goals in the game on Saturday. We're not even talking about the game against Nashville. That was an atrocity to the sport of hockey. But give me the Rangers tonight.
Calgary Flames.
I knew it, bro.
baby.
I had it written down already, bro. I knew it.
Give me the Flames. It's actually my favorite bet of the week. Them at plus money, by the way.
They are. Yeah, plus 105 right now. Next one, we got the Pike Boys and the LA Kings. So Arizona actually has jumped up 4 spots into a central playoff spot. And the Kings right now, occupying a Pacific playoff spot, had a pretty solid week last week. And I feel like Arizona's not going to keep this up. It's going to be Kings winning tonight at home.
I'll take the Kings.
Give me the Kings.
Give me LA.
Give me
Pike. Oh my.
Coyotes. That was terrible. I'm so sorry to anyone listening.
That was so cringy.
That was
I
the
thought it was
worst.
good.
That was the worst. I'm so sorry to anyone listening. And
Daniel's like, I'm not sorry.
I thought it was good.
And the last game of the night, the undefeated Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Philadelphia Flyers, who are first. Or are they still first in?
Yes.
They're first in the Metro.
Yes, they are.
The Philadelphia Flyers, first in the Metro versus first in the Pacific. But don't tell me this is where Vegas loses their game.
I feel the
Give me
same
that.
way about the Flyers that I feel about intramural sports referees. Give me the Golden Knights.
Vegas.
I hear it.
you know, I think today is a winless day in Philadelphia. Go Vegas.
Wow.
I think today's going to be a winning day in Philadelphia. Give me the Flyers.
Just like that, we had
He's hoping
one
the
total
Phillies
game
don't
of
take
consensus.
things off.
I also totally know that the Phillies
Yep.
are scoring. That the Phillies are scoring 5 runs in the first inning. I know it. I'm just hoping it
The
doesn't happen.
Furphy,
Yeah.
5 runs first
Yes.
inning.
AJ took
Brandon
three.
Fott is not getting out of the first inning. in my
AJ took
opinion.
3 swing games. Justin took 1 swing game. Tanner has 3 swing games, I think. Yeah, 3 swing games. 4 swing games. Yeah, Tanner has 4, AJ has 3, Justin has 1.
So I'm either going to be the worst in this pick'ems, or I'm
The best, literally.
I'm
There's
going to
just
be in the
no,
top spot.
or you could be. I don't know. It all depends on how it shakes up.
16-0. Here we come.
16-0. Here we come. So oh, whoa. So let's jump into.
We all should make a parlay tonight from like all of our picks. I'm about to do that, honestly.
You better do it. Make it probably every single pick together.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know I'll let you guys know the odds.
For mine, it's plus 634,487. 10 cents pays out $634.
Now, guys, for the Wild Oilers game, Connor McDavid's out for 1 to 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a big hurt to that Oilers
Listen,
team.
I think I really, our debate happened at probably the best time because Leon Draisaitl is going to be playing on his own, and I'm really interested to see how it shakes up and how he plays, without McDavid, because he hasn't really done it since like McDavid's rookie year when he's got hurt. This is the first time McDavid has had he's had his injuries, but I think it's a huge test for Draisaitl, but also for Edmonton, just as a team in general, because you have to be able to win without your best. You have to be able, if you want to go far, you have to win without your best player. The best teams can win without their best player. I know it's literally the best player in the sport. But I think that this is a huge
Opportunity.
It's a huge
for them,
test. It's a huge test for all of them.
We have just placed the parlay, boys.
yeah. Oh
So give us
man.
the odds.
155 with that 1,552,818. $5 to win 77.6K.
What? $5 to win 77,000. Because you had to get
Okay.
16 games.
AJ, if this hits, you are taking the
We are
the 5
buying
of us.
season tickets.
No, the 5 of us are flying across the country and going to see when the Penguins play like the LA Kings or the
Vegas.
Vegas Golden Knights. Can you agree to that?
I will.
Yeah, I'll agree to it.
If
Let's
that
go.
if that happens,
We have this recorded, so there's
Okay.
no backing out of that.
I don't even think he'll care at that point.
No, I
if-
wouldn't.
I will go to that game in a Penguins jersey. I will go to that game in a Penguins jersey.
Me
I'll
too.
shake on.
Me
If
too.
you win
So why not?
$77,000,
Do you have 5
I don't. I think
AJ, do you got 5 jerseys for us?
Yeah, I do.
What
well,
are the,
if
what are- who-
if he's winning 76,000, he could buy DH Gate jerseys for all of us anyway.
authentic jerseys for all.
you could buy game used from the Stanley Cup final
Yeah.
in like the '90s for that probably.
Game winning, yeah, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now, did you all see Kirby Doc's injuries? Actually, a torn ACL and MCL. He's
Yeah,
gone
I
for
know.
the year.
I feel so
Brutal.
bad.
It's just he's had injury problems his entire career.
And
It's
then
just sad
boom,
to,
just some
sad
more.
to see.
Unfortunate.
And another interesting thing I also noticed regarding for injuries, Did y'all see Winnipeg's attendance has been straight up struggling? Like
Yeah.
it's like 11K, but
bad.
I've been looking into it. Like, so the Manitoba economy is pretty poor right now, so everyone's struggling. You know, there's more important things to use your money with than go to Jets games.
Go see the.
Go to the Jets.
Go see a team that, let's say,
Is the 2-3 Winnipeg
two
Jets.
and 3. Like, yeah, I mean, it's more important to get basic living needs than see the Winnipeg Jets. That's, you know, I know a lot of people in Toronto are also having the same issue too. Where Leafs tickets, that's been a problem for years. As a fan of the New York Rangers, it also not, you know, tickets are just expensive. So I hope that people are back into a place in Winnipeg where they could go and attend Jets games. But I don't know. I don't know how this will hurt them because they've had good attendance the last couple of seasons. They've never really been a problem. So it's this year, but it's interesting to see.
I mean, but when they have a full arena, that place is like rocking with the
Yeah,
whiteout and
it
everything
is.
like
Yeah.
that. So it's like,
The
I
whiteout's
mean,
elite.
they don't need to move. They don't have to.
You saw they did put up a thing on the Jumbotron it was an ad for like United Airlines and it said connecting flights to Atlanta.
Yo,
Like that's just come on here.
Yeah, that's fun.
Bavaro also has the Flyers beating Vegas, by the
Boy.
way.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So this is a little off topic, but can we talk about how incredibly unintelligent it is to give a 31-year-old defenseman an 8-year, $7 million contract like the Sharks did 6 years ago with Mark-Edward Vlasic? He gets paid $7 million a year and is a healthy scratch tonight. That's bad.
That's
That's
bad.
really bad.
That is probably easily the worst contract in hockey.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad. There's no excuse for
Dude,
it.
he's being paid $7 million this year, and he's up in the box. Like,
So
He hasn't played a game this season.
Mark Edward, I didn't know.
No, he has. He's
I didn't
played
know he
4
was still
games.
there. Not gonna
He's
lie,
played 4
didn't know
games.
that.
But yeah, I mean that is the worst contract in hockey because he's not even playing. You're paying $7. I wish I could get $7 million to sit and watch.
Like we're
a
doing
hockey
right now?
game. Yeah, like I wish I could get $7 million to just sit and watch a hockey game in a suit and probably in a suite with catered food. I wish.
So boys, I know y'all wanted to talk about the pride tape in the league. I believe. Was
Yeah.
that wrong?
I'm down to talk
Yeah,
about
which
it.
I-
I'm down to
we
it.
well,
definitely could talk about it.
Has everyone seen the updated news that
Yes.
the NFL had? NFL.
NFL.
Jeez, I've lost it.
yeah, they've rescinded
The
ban on
NHL
pride.
has-
Which is good, honestly.
has
because, like,
rescinded it.
Why would you? That was so dumb. I feel like, yeah, leave it up to players' choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You don't have to require everyone to do it, but like, if they want to do it, why not?
that
Why
made
is it
no
ba-
sense. Like
It made no
I
sense.
I can't understand why they decided to go out of their way to not allow players to do this when it's not like there's a competitive advantage. If the tape was, say, orange, yellow, and blue, you were allowed to do it. So it just really made no sense. I feel like they made their statement and their stance clear last season when they banned theme jerseys.
But why is
And
that even banned? Why is it banned?
Well, they're banned because there was a large issue caused by the media after when that started. But that was over. They made their statement. That was what they had to do, and that's at least what they felt like they had to do. And now they just went out of their way for no reason at all. Like it just made no sense. If the players want to do it, let them do it. It's a free country, freedom of speech. And
Literally.
I don't understand why they had to go out of their way to ban pride tape. Like there's no I personally understand why they banned theme night jerseys. I cannot at all understand why they banned pride tape.
I think it's really bad because banning part of it, because I mean, yeah, you do have some fan base from the LGBTQ community, and obviously they're not gonna feel great about it. Why would they? And understandably so. You know, you want to grow the sport of hockey, you want to grow the fandom of it. Doing that is not gonna help. It's just not gonna help, plain and simple. Look, and you could have players in this league who don't support it or against it because of religion or because of their beliefs. And honestly, that's totally fine, and there's nothing against that player. So there was, just because a few players in the league or teams canceled their pride nights or didn't wear pride tape or didn't wear their pride jerseys, like, doesn't mean you have to get rid of the whole idea in total. It should be up to the team, up to the players if they want to do it. And if they don't, then that's on the team. That's on the players. It shouldn't be a league thing. So, I think the Rangers got rid of it last year. I think the Islanders might have been a part of that. There were the other teams. But like it's just not a good look. But like that should be up to them, and that's their choice. So I wouldn't go against them. I'm not gonna be for it though, because I don't want to I'm not gonna say I'm for this side, I'm for this side. So it is what it is. But they shouldn't have banned it from the first place.
Are you talking about jerseys or tape?
Both.
Okay. See, I feel like for the jerseys, the difference is that the media made it into such a big deal that it became a distraction and took away from the main point of Pride Nights, which is to raise awareness. For example, it was Ivan Provorov, right, in the beginning. That kickstarted the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares what Ivan Provorov's doing in warm-ups, like, realistically.
Yeah, no.
Like, it just doesn't matter. He's Ivan Provorov. He's not some superstar. If he sits out in warm-ups and still plays, no one's going to even realize that he didn't come out for warm-ups, except, like, reporters and maybe, like, some diehard fans. But because it became such a big deal, because the media made it into this huge thing, instead of letting what he feels is his personal belief on what to do, that made the situation so much worse and put the NHL to a point where they had to save their players. So that's why they decided to institute the ban. And they did it. They kept the level ground and banned all theme nights. So they're not being discriminatory in any way. Military nights, hockey fights cancer, it all had to go out the window in order for them to stop the distraction. With that being said, that was handled. If players want to use Pride tape, there's no reason that they shouldn't, because they have every right to be able to express themselves in what they believe in. Like I said, the NHL instituted the jersey ban for a reason, to stop pinning some players in a bad light for their personal beliefs and not let it get too out of hand, and to enable the Pride Nights to be the main focus on what they're supposed to achieve instead of being a distraction and people not paying attention to that. But it's like I said earlier, it's a free country. If a player wants to use Pride tape, you can't tell them no.
Exactly.
That's entirely different, because as we stated, that is a personal choice. That's not something that the team is mandated to do. So there's just no possible logic that, to me, could justify this ban, and I'm glad they rescinded it, and they had to, because if they punished, was it Travis Dermott on the Coyotes? If they punish him for that, there would be massive uproar.
That'd be so bad.
And deservedly
can't do
so,
that.
because he's allowed to support what he wants to support.
Exactly.
And that's why, to an extent, I agree with the jersey ban, because it was forcing players to support things that they didn't want to support. And not only that, when they didn't wear the jersey, they became public enemy number one, because the media made it into a huge deal instead of just ignoring what Ivan Provorov did and focusing on all the positive things that came out of that Pride Night. But the media ruined that, I believe. So that's why they got in that situation. But Pride tape is the player's own choice, and you cannot take that right away from them to express what they believe in.
Exactly. And following up with that, we forget that these players have platforms that millions upon millions of people, they wish that they would have, right? They should have the right to do what they want, right? 100%. They earn that right by, making it to the NHL, sticking it to the league, making a name for themselves and everything. They earn the right to be able to support whatever causes, movements, communities that they want to, right? Whatever feels near and dear to their heart, right? But for me also, I think that, obviously with Pride Nights and everything, not being a thing anymore, it's...
But they're not a thing. They still hold them. They do the exact same thing. They just don't wear the jerseys in warm-ups.
Yeah. But for me, if a player doesn't have the tape on, like we say with Provorov, it's totally their decision, but it's also your right to be able, as a media member, to be able to question why didn't you do this? But why didn't you put the tape on? But it's also his right to be able to tell you why, right?
100%.
And for me, where I think the media got it wrong is exactly what you said. when the jerseys got banned, the media made it such a big deal, and I'm just echoing what you're saying because of the fact that it became this big, and it was taking away from spreading awareness, right? But every action will always have a reaction. It's human nature, and it's the world we live in. You do something, someone's gonna feel some type of way about it, right?
Yeah, that's anything.
Yeah. So for me, you can't strip the players' rights to be able to support causes.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you're stripping their right to have a platform, and to me, that's unethical.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Especially in the shoes that they are.
That's
Like in the shoes and where they are in their careers, like where they are for their brands, where they are just as people. They've worked so hard to not only play professional hockey, but a lot of these guys that play professional hockey, one of the reasons they do it is because they can help with the people, and they can spread awareness for things that might not have been possible had they not been playing professional hockey. So you're taking away pretty much that motivation to play professional hockey, to do that. So I'll be bounces out for other sports, like Clayton Kershaw has his own foundation to support different causes, a lot
of players
a
do.
lot of the players do. So if you ban the ability to represent a cause or a movement or a community on your equipment, how are they how do you expect your players to go out and make an impact in the world?
Yeah.
So for me, it's counterintuitive.
It's just
100%.
It's just a bad look for the NHL because, like I said, 3 times already, that they made their statement clear. They did something to try and take away from the big distraction that it was. Because no matter what side you're on, you agree that it was a major distraction.
For sure.
And it took away from the focal point of the night, which was raising awareness for the community. So, and again, I think that's a self-inflicted wound by the media. Yes, they have a right, but to make it an entire distraction is a different story. But the Pride Tape's an entirely different thing because that's the player's own decision. There's no competitive advantages or disadvantages involved, so
None.
That's not a factor. So there's no supporting logic, whereas taking away the jerseys, there is supporting logic in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, gang, speaking of jerseys also, did anyone see the Vancouver Giants jerseys?
The ref night,
Oh,
that was the greatest
Those
thing
were-
of all time.
All right, hold on. Let's see what this man AJ got from me. Sounds like Blue Jackets Ducks are aiming for 8:30 puck drop, with the power outage currently affecting the arena. So, 2 hours away, guys. But, y'all see the ref jerseys?
that
Yeah, those were amazing,
That
but
was good.
also hurt my brain at the same time.
yeah. That is just one of the funniest because I think a lot of minor league teams, a lot of minor league baseball teams do it, where they do gimmicks and they make up the craziest jerseys. I was at a Lakewood Blue Claws game, which is the Phillies team that they're playing, the Brooklyn Cyclones, and it was Bruce Springsteen night, and they had their jerseys. It looked like they do it every year, where it's a different Bruce Springsteen album cover,
Oh, bro.
and it was one of the coolest things, and I really like when teams do it. In professional and not everything's professional, but in the NHL, you're not going to see that. And I think that's one of the biggest draws of minor league sports and
creative names, creative jerseys.
creative names, creative jerseys. They're going to do a lot more fun stuff. We've seen the Savannah Bananas become one of the biggest stories in the sports world, one of the biggest teams in the sports world because they play baseball in such an unethical way.
Yeah.
And people want to see that. Which I think just having a referee appreciation night is just so funny.
Daniel, remember the ref section?
I will never forget that. That was the funniest thing I've ever witnessed at a sporting event.
Let's go, refs.
The refs
Don't
would
know
come
which
out.
school's frat that was from, but 100%.
The refs would come out and they just go nuts.
Okay, so I have a question for you all right now.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So are we all wearing Montclair State intramural referee T-shirts
To the-
next game?
Let's talk. We gotta talk about court, bro. We gotta talk about court. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I have to call field hockey as
Genuinely.
well. So legitimately, we're gonna be shorthanded like crazy. but it's all right.
Do you think I could pass as like somebody?
Dude, why did this man not join Breaking the
I
Court?
don't know.
Is he joining Breaking the Net?
Is that volleyball?
Yes, sir.
What? The game's on Thursday, right?
First game is Thursday. Breaking the Net takes on,
What time
I
is
believe the
it?
team name.
Yeah, that is the wildest team name for an intramural team I've ever seen.
Don't say it out loud. Just show me.
I will show you. I will pull it up.
Okay.
But
How is it allowed, bro?
I don't know how
I'm
it's
coaching
allowed.
Breaking the Court.
How? No, you're on Breaking the Court.
how's that allowed?
No, I haven't joined yet.
You're on Breaking the Net. Breaking the Net.
Oh.
Look at the team name, bro. How is that allowed, bro?
That's insane.
So when the refs go to the team, so you guys are. That's an incredible.
So-
well, we're gonna beat them. We have to beat them.
So you're not allowed to hit a puck at waist level into the net in street hockey, but that could be your team name.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I guess.
I
so.
believe Daniel said. What did you say about this game here?
What time
If
is
we
it?
lose to this team, it's over. Is what you said. Yeah, I understand. We can't lose to these guys.
What time is it? Thursday night, right?
Yes, sir. Thursday night,
At-
8:00.
Okay.
Bro's putting into his notes as we speak.
I have to.
And then I also believe Wednesday is the next game after that. But this Wednesday, intramural dodgeball championships.
win.
Clap it up for us.
You will all make me so happy. You have no idea.
What?
You will all make me so happy if you guys win, because I'm gonna be.
I'm not going to be there either. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to call
I'm
field
not
hockey, so
gonna
we're
be
going to be
there
extremely
either.
short-handed.
I'm
Will
gonna-
AJ be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh,
Thank
he's
you.
differently
I-
built.
I'm gonna be in the press box for that game for Devils versus Capitals, and the whole time in the back of my head,
I'm just gonna be thinking
have,
about
like, what's
how are
our
they doing at
intramural
Cap Sig.
dodgeball
Yeah,
team?
legit.
Wait, is it the championship?
No,
game?
it's semifinal.
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 All right. So we still have a chance.
Oh yeah. So Nardi brothers are showing up. We got AJ there. We're gonna have Alex and Jackson. Hopefully Mike Manning shows out. Matt
Hopefully-
Vitale shows out. We need at least
Mike
6.
and McElroy.
McElroy.
Is McElroy pulling up?
He
I,
better
I
go.
hope so.
Tell him to pull up. Make him pull up.
He better go.
We need at least 6. If we get 8 like that, we'll have the
He
same.
might end up ejected, but
What time is the game?
8, right?
8 or 9.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not possible.
it's not possible.
Let's see when it is. The intramural leagues 9.
Yeah, it's not possible.
So unfortunate
Unless
for
you're
us.
leaving second intermission.
I'm not leaving second intermission. The game's 7:30 as well.
Oh yeah, there's really no shot.
I would just skip the Devils game, but I literally cannot. 'Cause
Well, you can,
'cause
I cannot.
No, because I had special plans that day.
Oh.
It's
Special
an
plan.
Oh, wait a minute.
anniversary.
Wait a minute. I
oh my
am
God,
going.
a month.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I lied.
Everyone clap it
Wow.
up.
Yeah, buddy. I lied. I am going.
Oh
going.
yes, this is good.
No. Look, I'm calling field hockey tomorrow at 6
Oh,
o'clock.
okay.
I'll be there. I'm there. Okay.
Word.
I'm there. So we're gonna go against Kappa Sig.
Oh my God, he's got to skip with that intramural dodgeball Kappa because he has a month anniversary. Wow. Go to the game.
Yo, listen, hear me out though. This is the real championship. You can't convince me the 1 seed is better than the Kappa Sig.
Okay, that's
Who
what I
is the
thought
one
with
seed?
hockey too, and then Pike ran us into the ground in the final. So I'm not gonna get cocky.
Here's
but
my-
It's
I'm
a
gonna-
big
Who is
game.
the 1 seed?
All right, so yeah, I'll tell you right now. But so let's talk
Kappa
about.
Sig's the 1 seed.
Let's recap
I
our
believe.
game though. So a couple days back, we took down the Choppers and we destroyed that team, bro. Like it
12
was
to 2.
12-2. We started breaking out trick plays. We invented the leapfrog, and we literally started throwing off-speed pitches. When Nardi threw that slurve, bro,
That was
and
the
then the dude
greatest thing
ducks
I've-
to avoid the pitch, and he ducks into where the ball breaks. I died laughing. I could not believe that. Bro literally dove into the ball. Like it was the
That
best.
like it literally started 2 feet over his head and then just dropped and hit his shoulder.
Dude, this
Like,
man.
that was majestic.
It was It was the greatest thing I've ever
I
seen.
didn't even know a dodgeball can do that. I can't lie.
Yeah, no, I guess it can, right?
Like, I thought he just threw a rainbow up and then it just drops and I'm like, what?
Dude, I feel like yesterday. So they only pulled up with 2 days ago. They only pulled up with 3 people. So we were running lines of 4 to start the game in case. But then after we realized the skill gap between the Choppers and us, we're like, all right, we're running lines of 3. I almost wanted to start running lines of 2. Not gonna lie, I wanted to almost
Yeah.
start doing
Yeah,
it.
but that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, honestly, it might have. It might have.
Maybe.
Just leave one guy out there, see if he can clutch up a 1v3
All I
on
know
purpose.
Yeah, we should have done We should have done 1v3s.
At the very end, we're up 10, bro. We should have totally tried to go 1v3. Yeah, like
The
just see.
leapfrogs made it worth it though. Anyway.
Oh, dude, when
Nardi's
when
brother.
Nardi 2, Michael Nardone, when he jumped over, who did he jump over?
I think over Nardi.
Okay, he
His
jumped
brother.
over him and landed on the other side of the court and slipped. Oh
He
my
just got
god,
drilled.
that was the best thing ever, bro.
I think AJ was pretty happy too, getting revenge on the ref who ejected him from the street hockey game. I think AJ got
Yep.
him out like 5 times.
Yep. Every ball I threw was at him. when he was on the court, every single ball I threw was at him.
So that was, it was a great grudge match
Ball
there.
don't lie. It might have
Ball
taken
does
a few
not
months,
lie.
but
So-
I'm gonna say a few to the neck. I hit him once direct in the face.
I hate how those don't count, bro.
Direct-
I remember game 1
no,
against
it's
Kappa Sig.
fair. It's fair.
No, well, if you move into the ball, it still counts, right? You move into the ball, it counts.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense to me because I think if it's still head level, it's head level. You like whether
No,
you
right?
move or
Well,
not.
except for the Nardi one. That one had to have counted, bro. That one hit him in the
Yeah,
face
yeah,
off the
yeah.
dip. Yeah, come on. So let's view the bracket right now. Okay, so Kappa Sig got the bye. Dodge Fathers got the bye. They're the 1 seed. The Dodge
Oh,
Fathers
okay.
are the 1 seed. So let's dive into the Dodge Fathers. How are they the 1 seed right now? Because, like, we didn't lose any games. Kappa Sig didn't lose any games. So let's see.
It's because of the tie.
Yeah, but they probably
tie, yes, the
swept,
tie.
but we
So the
tied.
Dodge Fathers, game 1 was Pike. Didn't show up for them, right? Game 2, Sig Pie. Did not show up either. So they started 2-0 off of
Okay.
teams not coming up.
Mickey Mouse.
Game 3 for them was against Student Communications. They won 4-2. Then they beat the Ballin' Bonners 5-2. The team we beat
Oh.
12-2 2 days ago.
Mickey
they
Mouse
beat 5-2.
1 seed.
Mickey Mouse
Mouse.
1 seed. So get this. First round of the playoffs, Student Communications, right? They do not show up. So Mickey Mouse second round.
Wow.
Actually, no, I lied. I completely lied. My bad. They got the first bye in the first round. Student Communications versus Lifeguards. Lifeguards was a team that didn't show up for us. They did not show up for Student Com either. So Student Com gets a free bye. We are the only team that had to win to get to the second round.
Why?
Us.
So like, what about Kappa Sig? Didn't
They get a bye
They
too.
had a bye.
The first 2 seeds get a bye. 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
I
We
know,
were the
but
3.
we had the same record as them, right?
Yeah, but
They got the tiebreaker for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Well,
what it could be.
I would like to know what reason.
Yeah.
The refs are chopping as always.
So let's
they
see.
never
If
stop chopping.
let's see if we can
Well,
figure
either
out.
way, we'd be playing them regardless.
I
so.
know,
and
but
it was fun.
still.
It was fun to
Play against the Chopper. Yeah, it was fun to get that game in. So let's see if we can figure out why. So,
Dude, I just hope that one girl isn't a ref.
oh, dude.
Oh my god.
So breaking
that's
the
gonna
court,
be
right?
terrible.
Our first game, we tied Kappa Sig. We beat the Choppers 10-3. Then 2 games did not show up. So I think that might be why. We only played 1 real game where we won. Other 2 wins were teams not showing up. For Kappa Sig's sake, right? They tied us. And let's see if I can find their schedule. Pike didn't show up for them. Sig Pie didn't show up for them. The only game they were... What? This makes no sense why they have the 2 seed. We should absolutely have the 2 seed right now. Kappa Sig tied. Then they have 2 wins for teams not showing up, right? And then their third game, they beat Student Communications 5-4. So we had the better point differential too, and we didn't get home court advantage. But it's fine. They chop. You know why?
We'd be playing them anyway. So
It's because they're a frat and we're not. They hate us. Intramurals hates us. They chop.
True.
They chop so hard. So tomorrow, we're taking down Kappa Sig for revenge on last year and to finally say we beat them. We tied them this year.
this is like the miracle on ice, like
This is Miracle
the
on Ice.
U.S. versus Russia. It like that wasn't even the gold medal game, but it basically
This is the
was.
gold medal.
Great
'Cause, dude,
moments are born from great opportunities.
Dude, we're taking down the Dodge
They may-
Fathers if we make
you
it
may-
past Kappa Sig.
you
Straight up.
may play Kappa Sig 9 times out of 10, and 9 times out of 10 they might beat you, but not tonight.
But not tonight.
That got me so fired
This-
up, and I'm not gonna be there.
This is breaking the court.
Dude, let me tell you something. John Giftopoulos not even going to be there, so, like, L for
Oh,
him already.
come
He's
on.
Not even
already
on
an
the
L.
This is
roster.
like
He's not in the roster. Not
this
in the
is
roster.
like if you're playing like a huge playoff game, and just every player is hurt.
Literally. And aside from
Come
that,
on.
breaking the Nets' first game is against that team in 2
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
8 o'clock. So I got to pay for that, honestly, still. I'll go do that right now.
Yeah, I did too.
But, boys,
I am
this has been a great episode.
I am 1-3 in intramural championship games, and I would like to change
I
that.
1-3.
Oh, 1-2. Sorry.
1
If
and
you-
2.
Alright,
yeah,
if
we're
you-
1
if
and
you
2.
win this one-
let's get there. Come on.
If you win this one, you're Next show, you ever see like the that
Our
commercial?
trophy case is sick though on the IML
It is.
website.
It
The
is.
commercial
What would
where the guy-
championship game be?
I think
That I could tell you right
I
now.
can tell you right now as
that
well.
would be
I mean,
October 29th.
I
So
wouldn't miss it.
that is Sunday. That's next
Sunday at
Sunday.
8 p.m.
All right.
Sunday night.
We're missing the Devils game that day. It's okay, guys.
That would be so worth it.
100%.
Well, boys,
That game.
thank you, boys, joining me here for Breaking the Ice yet again. We had a phenomenal episode, content all the way through to the final buzzer. Everyone said everything ever, and now we ended off on the greatest intramural dynasty of all time. You know, we're gonna go for
This-
a ring. You've been listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Tanner, what do you want to say?
This felt like the longest show we've ever done. I don't know why.
It has.
I don't know why.
It felt quick to me.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, boys, thank you all for joining me here on Breaking the Ice. Next week, when we come back, hopefully we're intramural champions, everybody. Peace.
Let's go.